Many of the written works covered in this podcast are older and contain dated language that is problematic by today's standards. As hosts, we strive to have fun and educational discussions about the books we cover and do not condone any politically incorrect terms or dated ideology. We strive to discuss these issues in ways that will not alienate or suppress others, but will be covering themes that may not be suitable for children. Also, cuss words are a part of our regular vocabulary and drinks will be had. So keep that in mind if you are sensitive to liquored up loudmouths. Welcome to Liquor&Literature. We are a podcast, a book club, and a happy hour. My name is Lauren.
I'm Amber.
That was totally unbeknownst to us that she was gonna do that. So, but this is Sam.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna look at me like, what the fuck?
I was like, what's happening? I love it. Thank
Amber's
you.
big eyes got even bigger. So welcome, listeners, to this episode. We are doing a teeny-sode about scary stories to tell in the dark. It's like, you know, tell me you're a millennial without telling me you're a millennial. We're covering scary stories to tell in the dark. Like, it's a staple of our childhood.
I have some really interesting information about that here in a little bit too, though.
Millennials?
About how we grew up with this.
Oh,
It's interesting that we grew up with
okay.
this the way that we did. We'll talk about it.
Nice.
There's
I'm
a lot
glad.
of wild shit that we watched when we were younger that now I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
How did we
Yeah.
Nope, it makes sense why I'm weird. Okay.
Same.
Yep.
Yep. All the Don Bluth movies and stuff. Like,
Don
Freaking
Bluth.
All dogs
Ren
go to
and
heaven.
Stimpy?
Yeah. Oh, I was scared of Ren and Stimpy. And Beavis and Butthead. I was
My
scared of Beavis
mom let
and
us
Butthead.
watch Ren and Stimpy, but we couldn't watch The Simpsons.
That doesn't
I
make no
wasn't
sense.
allowed to watch The Simpsons or Ren and Stimpy, and I get why we weren't allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
But-
They actually made an adult version of Ren and Stimpy like 10 years later. Like when we were like in college, I think they came out with like an adult quote unquote version of Ren and Stimpy.
It was
But it's like,
pretty
it's already-
fucking adult as
it's
it
already pretty
was.
adult, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Stimpy. It's fucking creepy.
And then they do
Yes.
the close-ups and the veins would be popping
Yes.
out. I did not like that.
I'll
I
have
didn't
to
either.
show
not
you
like
guys
that.
a reel that Sarah sent to me the other day, and it's Ren and Stimpy, and I was just like, oh God. It's like, no wonder so many people have some fucking choking kinks now.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
crazy shit. I was like,
Interesting.
oh.
Well, anyway, enough about Ren and Stimpy. That's not what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
There may be
Random.
another episode. Who knows? That's not a book though. But anyway,
Norman,
my cat off of my.
look what you
Norman
did.
was sitting on me, but he likes to bite, so I'm putting him on the floor. All right. If he gets too annoying, I'm kicking him outside. A quick shout out to our social media. If you don't follow us on social media, we are on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast. Because basically every month we come out with an episode, but it's only one episode and it's at the end of the month because throughout the rest of the month we post about whatever book we're covering. So if you want to know more about the books that we're covering before the episode comes out, go there and like us and, subscribe, all that good stuff.
You
You know.
get to see the
following
meal that
steps.
we make, the
Yeah.
awesome drink that Sam makes with all of the lovely ingredients so that you can have yourself a nice cold beverage with
Mhm.
your podcast.
Yeah.
Drink with us. If
Follow
you're
us.
drinking.
Follow us on this journey.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, why don't we do our drink pairing?
So I decided to go with a Bloody Mary
Yes.
for very obvious reasons. And at first I was like, oh, I have to think of a drink. What am I going to do? And then I was like, you're stupid. Do a Bloody Mary. So yeah, that's what I did.
You're not stupid, Sam.
Not even a little.
You're the smartest of the three of us, as we've discussed before.
Okay. Sometimes. I don't
We
know,
all
maybe,
have
I
our
don't know.
strengths.
Yes.
So very simple recipe that you can do at home. You do, if you don't like spicy, you can just do like 1.5 ounce of vodka, whichever one you want. and then a half ounce of lemon juice. Shake that up with some ice in a shaker until it's nice and chilled. Pour it into an ice with glass. An ice with glass.
An ice with glass.
Don't use ice with glass in it.
Speaking of scary stories, that seems like something that originated from one of those.
Pour it into a glass with ice. And then you can top with like 4 ounces or however much glass you got left in there with a pre-made mix if you would like. I am extra, so I made the mix that we are using.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give you guys that recipe. But if you like a spicy Bloody Mary, you can do 1 ounce of vodka, a half ounce of pepper vodka, or be crazy like me and infuse your own vodka with like Calabrian chili, which is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then a half ounce of lemon juice. To infuse your own vodka, I just put the vodka, literally a whole normal standard size of bottle of Tito's fit into that big
Mason jar?
Big mason jar.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a 32 ounce
That's awesome.
thing
That's impressive.
or something, yeah. And then I just put 2 big scoops of Calabrian chili paste in it. And I let it sit for 4 days. And then I strained out the chili bits. And you're going to have oil on top of the vodka, but you keep that.
You keep the oil.
You keep the oil because that's what helps keep the flavor. And it also keeps the spice, but you got to be careful because it'll burn the shit out of your butthole and your mouth.
Yes.
So you don't want
both
all...
ends. Burning the candle at both ends.
You don't want too much of the oil in it. But yeah, then you can just keep it in a cool, dry place. And it'll, once you've strained it, just keep it in your fridge. For the mocktail version, honestly, you could just drink the mixer that I made. Like, it's really good. And you wouldn't even notice the difference.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need like a NA vodka, really. It's just like, straight up.
Yeah, but I know Ritual has a vodka, like an NA vodka, and there's several other that have NA vodkas. And you could just even infuse it if you wanted a pepper vodka to make it a little bit spicier.
Yes. Yeah, so I had the spicy vodka, and then you two had like a pickle.
Yeah.
Vodka. Yeah.
So for the regular vodka, I used Kettle One because I love Kettle One. It's got like such a smooth flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did a half ounce of spicy pickle vodka for Amber and I, and then you were the brave soul that used the infused pepper vodka, which
it was good.
We had that at my restaurant, so I knew what it tasted like already. I wanted to try the pickle one because I thought it would be good.
Yeah. My first drink, I did a big lick of the salt, which was also kind of hot, and then I took a drink, and I was like, wow! But it was really good. It woke me up, so that's all I care about.
Yeah, so I garnished the glasses. I dipped the rims in lemon juice and then dipped it into a Bloody Mary salt. And for a garnish, I just used a Slim Jim and some olives and a sweet pepper.
I was very excited for the Slim Jim. I love me a beef stick, so I was like, fuck yes.
Beef sticks are pretty nice.
Yes.
For the Bloody Mary mix, it's 23 ounces of tomato juice, 6 tablespoons of horseradish, grated horseradish. That's why it's got such a kick to it.
Yum.
3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
That one with the W.
Worcestershire.
It's Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
I
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
I didn't think it had a chest in it. Worcester.
It's how. So I saw a thing on
How to pronounce it.
How to pronounce it, and that's how they said.
Cheshire cat sauce.
But it doesn't. It's like Worcestershire sauce. Is what it
Worcestershire.
sounds like. Yeah.
I just add
The
5
brown stuff
shires
that's
on it.
not soy sauce. Because the last time I made Bloody Marys, I accidentally used soy sauce instead of Worcestershire sauce. And I was
if
like, wow, that's salty.
And if I mispronounced it, you just get on here and tell us how it's pronounced.
I'm still gonna say
put
it
it
wrong
in our
forever.
comments.
It's
That's
We
fine.
love to learn.
Yeah. Put it in the comments how you say it. That
Yeah.
should be a fun one.
Yeah.
The recipe originally calls for 2 tablespoons of Tabasco, but Tabasco sauce fucking sucks. So I use Cholula. Because to me it tastes better.
Good.
Tabasco is way too vinegary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of celery salt, half a teaspoon of celery seed, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of orange juice, fresh orange juice it says, but you know, do what you got. 2 tablespoons of olive brine and a teaspoon of coarsely ground black pepper.
Dang, that's a meal.
It is. And I got it from the suburbansoapbox.com. But it's pretty dang tasty. I just kind of like doubled up the recipe because I have a giant pickle jar that I put it in. And
the biggest pickle jar I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because I had
impressive.
64 ounces of tomato juice in there because I was like, we all like them. I don't know how much we're going to make. And then, you know, I'll just keep them in the fridge. But yeah.
Awesome. I will say this was a very good Bloody Mary. You hit it out of the park, Sam.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
It was really good.
I
only had a sip, but it was delicious.
I could have just been lazy and got like a pre-mixed or some. There are some really good ones, but I was just like,
I don't know. It doesn't taste the same with the pre-mixed stuff. I feel I always have to zhuzh it up a little bit when
and
it's the
I
pre-mixed
feel
stuff.
like it's such an easy drink to make that like it's cheating. if
you do the mix,
yeah.
Amber, do you want to kick off the author/illustrator background?
Yes.
Because the main reason this book series is so great is more so not the writing, but the illustrations. So,
But I have some cool stuff to say about why the writing is the way that it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting. So the author isn't really necessarily the author entirely. He's a collector. He collected all of these old folk stories, put them together in this series. He is an author. He has written things. This just is a collection of things that he basically did a very basic writing of the original stories, right?
He
What's
like
his
did
name?
a Grimm's fairy tale.
His
thing.
name.
Oh, he did? I didn't know
No,
about the
it's
Grimm's.
like the Grimm's,
like how they
brothers.
collected all the.
I was like, what?
It's a collection.
He's a collector.
But it does say on the front of the book,
Collector.
it doesn't say author. It says collected by.
Yeah.
Yes.
His name is Alvin Schwartz, and he was
May
born.
the Schwartz be with you.
Yes.
He was born April 25th,
I got that
1927.
Did you get that reference, Amber?
I did.
Okay.
It was a Star
She was
Dorks.
like,
You
I was
ignored
trying.
it.
It's Star Dorks, okay? It's
No,
fine.
it's
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that one then.
You should know that.
I've never
It's a
seen
Mel
that.
Brooks movie.
I know. I've not
Oh,
seen
we watched
Spaceballs.
it here. You fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
We watched it here. There was a
I
time we did
know.
Mel Brooks and you fell asleep.
I wanted to watch it and I fell asleep because I was tired. I love Mel Brooks, but I didn't. That's
shame.
that's one of the ones I haven't seen.
Bullshit.
Anyway, Alvin Schwartz
Moving on.
was born
she
April
was so rudely
25th,
interrupted.
1927. So he was like very elderly when he collected these and put them out.
I didn't realize how old he was when
I didn't
these
either.
got published.
I just kind of assumed he was probably in his 30s or 40s when he did this. Nope. Older fella. His parents were Gussie and Harry Schwartz. Harry Schwartz was a taxi driver.
Harry Schwartz. That just rings off the tongue, like slips off the tongue. It's like Harry Schwartz.
Why are we like this?
I don't know. That's who we are.
He received a Bachelor of Journalism at Colby College and a Master in Journalism at Northwestern University. His employment, he was a reporter for the Birmingham Press from 1991 to 1995. He left to work in public relations, and he did not like that. And he did not like
suck.
Yeah.
and he did not like several jobs thereafter that he had.
Same.
Story of my life.
But then he became a director of communications for Opinion Research Corporation from 1959 to 1964. And during that time, he was also an adjunct professor of English at Rutgers University. He was a freelance children's books writer. In 1965, he published How to Fly a Kite, Catch a Fish, Grow a Flower, and Other Activities for You and Your Child. Yes, that is the title of one book.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So what he did, he did like a lot of research, and he interviewed experts, including children, in the fields that he was writing about. So he wrote until the day he died. One of the books that he wrote was aimed at an older audience and was published in 1978. I actually kind of want to read this book. And I didn't write down the name of it. When I Grew Up Long Ago is the book that he published in 1978 that is aimed at an older audience. And his last book was published the month he died.
Oh, wow.
And it was called And the Green Grass Grows All Around, Folk Poetry for Everyone. And he died March 14th, 1992 of lymphoma.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
He wrote over 50 books and sold over 3 million copies. He won several awards, and it was all for his last book. He won Blue Bulletin Ribbons in 1992, Children's Choices for 1993, and 7 other awards for that book. His significant other was Barbara Carmer, and they got married in 1954. And they had 4 children, Peter, Nancy, Betsy, and John. John died in 2005, and Barbara died pretty recently. It was a little after John died. So there's a quote about his, like, the way he wrote. It says, generally, one of the short books, an I can read book, takes me 6 months to do, about half the time in research and half the time in writing. The writing is very important to me. Everything I write is read aloud 3 or 4 times in the bathroom because the acoustics are so good. I'm listening to the way the sounds link up and work together, so I will lock myself in the bathroom and read the book aloud and put big red circles around those things that are not working in terms of sounds. Since a lot of the material is going to be told, the sounds are important. But what I'm also after here, when I'm dealing with tales, are stripped-down tales, right down to the essentials, because traditionally, storytellers will take such a tale and embellish it themselves. I want them to be able to do this. Now I've discovered that professional storytellers are using my stuff, and librarians use it in this way too, I hope. They should be. After all, every time you sing a folk song, it changes. That's essentially what I do. So that's why he wrote them the way that he did. He wanted them to be stripped down so that you could basically embellish.
Gotcha.
So that's why, like, when we were kids, these stories were, I think we all thought they were pretty creepy when we were kids.
Yep.
And as adults, like, when we all read these, we were like,
these
are kind of lame.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of that's just, we're adults now.
Well, yeah, children's writing's a little different.
Yeah, but I think some of it is, too, just interesting how he wrote it. Like, I think as a children, we're much more imaginative, so I think we go a little further with things than even what's written. We embellish in our minds, right?
Well, I think with the illustrations, too, that they really, like, for kids, like, they're really kind of creepy and scary.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that, too.
So I feel like the combination of those two things together is really, like, what made it so eerie.
Yeah. Memorable.
So do we want to talk about that illustrator?
Heck yeah. Let's do it.
His name is Stephen Gamel. He was born February 10th, 1943. He was raised in Des Moines, Iowa. He was self-taught illustrator. He didn't, like, go to school or anything. He was self-taught. His parents, he was the son of a major magazine editor, which was his father, and a photographer, which was his mother. We do not know their names.
Both creative people.
Yes. For employment, he did a lot of commercial freelance work. He did some illustrating of children's books, and his first book that he illustrated was called A Nutty Business. It was published in 1973, and of course, he did all of the Scary Stories illustrations. Images in the Scary Stories books were so unsettling they landed in the #1 spot in the American Library Association Most Challenged Books from 1990 to 1999. The 7th and most challenged in 2000 to 2009 for its violent imagery, which I don't really see, but
I don't.
More so, I mean,
not violent.
I don't
just
really.
creepy.
Yeah, creepy, unsettling for certain.
Nothing
I
about
don't
them
think
is
violent.
violent, like the ones that I've seen. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so there's like an arm.
Okay, maybe.
But like,
Maybe a little.
it's detached, but it's not like, I don't know. To
They
me,
probably
that's
think
not
of, like, whenever
necessarily
it's like
violent.
someone like decapitated or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more creepy than
Anything.
violent.
His significant other is Linda, a photographer, and they live in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yay, Linda has a name.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
He won awards.
That's scary.
He got a 1989 Caldecott Medal for Song and Dance, Man by Karen Ackerman. Caldecott Honor in 1982 for Where the Buffaloes Begin by Olaf Baker. And in 1986, he got another Caldecott Honor for The Relatives Came by Cynthia Ryland. He doesn't give interviews, which is why we have very little information about him. So, anyway, he's still alive.
He lives a private life.
Yep.
Which, good for you.
Yeah.
You know?
So one of the things that I thought was interesting about this book was in mine, which was the third installment, was published in 1991. And so he was pretty elderly when he wrote that. I didn't actually look to see how old he was when he died.
Yeah, I just looked to see how, when the second one came out, it was 84, and I was like, this book's older than I am?
Yeah, mine was
Yeah.
81. Yeah, so we all picked a different one. I got the first one, Sam's got the second one, and Amber has the third one. Yeah.
So he was 65.
For some reason, I thought that they came out when we were
I did too.
younger.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they were so popular that we probably just assume, you know how kids are. We
Yeah.
think that the world revolves around us.
That's true.
So he was 65 when mine was published. Because it came out the same year he died. So you said yours was in 1984.
84.
Mine's 81, I believe. Let me
81.
double check. Yep, 81 was the first one.
Yep. So those are all older than all of us with the exception of the 91 version. So
Mhm.
interesting, though, that we grew up with it. And I think it's really cool that it continues to be on the, like, ALA is like, maybe we should pull this off the shelves because of creepiness
Yeah.
list.
yeah.
And that tells me that the children of today are still reading things that
Getting freaked out
the
by it.
children of yesterday were.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's one of those things where I feel like I never owned any of the books. I always read them at people's like sleepovers and stuff. And then I think they were constantly being checked out of the library.
They were hard to get.
Yeah.
'Cause
They
that's
were.
how I read mine, was like through the library, and I would have to wait forever before it finally came
Mhm.
back to where I could get it. I was
And
like,
they
"You
were all like
bastards."
torn up and very used and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, they were definitely like one of the most popular books that were being checked out at the
Yeah.
library, I feel like. For sure.
I do remember, though, really liking the first one, and then I read the second one, and I was like, not as impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult, I'm like, oh, yep, still not as impressed.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I've definitely read children's books before. I just feel like I know what you were saying about his writing, but I'm like, I've read definitely better children's books than these.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that background, Amber.
Yeah.
So basically, I think we'll just go one at a time and read some stories and get freaked out.
Yeah.
You know, get scared. It's like a perfect day to record this, too, because it's been foggy and rainy and stuff.
off the light and put a flashlight on.
I do have a candle in the other room. Oh,
Except that we-
shine a
Spooky.
flashlight in our eyes. Not in our eyes. Like, do the thing where it's like,
Yeah.
shut up. Like, you
But
look
we're
scary.
also old and probably wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah,
so-
I couldn't read if the lights were turned off. I specifically remember being at a sleepover at Elena's house, and she made me read all of the stories. And then she made me sleep by the window. And I'm like, dude, I'm freaked out.
You're
I
like,
don't
this
wanna
is
do
rude.
this.
Shut
Actually,
up,
the reason why I bring up that sleepover is the last story in my book is I specifically remember reading at that sleepover. So if you want, I could kick it off with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Cool.
we should do them in the like order. So Lauren, Sam, me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Yeah.
find this one. It's called The Ghost with the Bloody Fingers. A businessman arrived at a hotel late one night and asked for a room. The room clerk told him the hotel was all filled up. There is only one empty room, he said, but we don't rent that one because it is haunted. I'll take it, said the businessman. I don't believe in ghosts. The man went up to the room. He unpacked his things and he went to bed. As soon as he did, a ghost came out of the closet. Its fingers were bleeding, and it was moaning, "Bloody fingers! Bloody fingers!" When the man saw the ghost, he grabbed his things and ran. The next night, a woman arrived very late. Again, all the rooms were taken except the haunted room. "I'll sleep there," she said. "I'm not afraid of ghosts." As soon as she got into bed, the ghost came out of the closet. Its fingers still were bleeding. it still was moaning, bloody fingers, bloody fingers. And the woman took one look and ran. A week later, another guest arrived very late. He also took the haunted room. After he unpacked, he got out his guitar and he began to play. Soon the ghost appeared. As before, its fingers were bleeding, and it was moaning, bloody fingers, bloody fingers. The man paid no attention. He just kept strumming his guitar, but the ghost kept moaning, and its fingers kept bleeding. Finally, the guitar player looked up. Cool it, man, he said. Get yourself a Band-Aid. And that's it.
What?
How dumb.
I kind of thought they were having a jam session, or maybe it was going to be like the front desk person.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't know. That'd been funny too.
It kind of makes me wonder if the Bloody Fingers ghost used to be a guitarist because, if you're playing so much, you might get bloody fingers. I don't know.
I've got blisters on me fingers.
I got blisters on my fingers. Well, it's funny too because since these are stories that he kind of collected, he cites where like he got them from, and this one originated in like the 60s or 70s, and it's supposed to be like hippie culture, like that guy with the guitar. He's supposed to be like a hippie guy. Man. But I specifically remember the bloody fingers. I don't remember it being like funny at the end. I just remember the bloody fingers part.
That's so funny.
It's random.
All right, Sam.
Oh, okay. Oh, since you were talking about how you had to sleep by the window, I could do the bed by the window.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How relevant.
Yes. The bed by the window. The three old men shared a room at the nursing home. Their room had only one window, but for them, it was the only link to the real world. Ted Conklin, who had been there the longest, had the bed next to the window. When Ted died, the man in the next bed, George Best, took his place, and the third man, Richard Green, took George's bed. Despite his illness, George was a cheerful man who spent his days describing the sights he could see from his bed. Pretty girls, a policeman on horseback, a traffic jam, a pizza parlor, a fire station, and other scenes of life outside. Richard loved to listen to George. The more George talked about life outside, the more Richard wanted to see it for himself. Yet he knew that only when George died would he have his chance. He wanted to look out that window so badly that one day he decided to kill George.
Oh, gosh.
Extreme. He's going to die soon anyway, he told himself. What difference would it make? George...
Probably a little to his wife and kids.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
George had a bad heart. If he had an attack during the night and a nurse couldn't get to him right away, he had pills he could take. He kept them in a bottle on the top of the cabinet between his bed and Richard's. All Richard had to do was knock the bottle to the floor where George could not reach it. A few nights later, that's not how that stuff works, unless it's nitro.
I'm assuming it's nitro.
I was going to say, unless it's nitro, that's not how
that was my assumption, was that it was nitro.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Nitroglycerin.
Oh, gotcha.
Sam and I were like, no.
That's not true.
I was like, okay. A few nights later, George died just as Richard had planned he would. And the next morning, Richard was moved to the bed by the window. Now he would see for himself all the things outside that George had described. After the nurses had left, Richard turned to the window and looked out, but all he could see was a blank brick wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Why couldn't this man see out the window in the first place? It's just a bed by the window.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're bedridden, right? He can't, actually physically get up.
So he can't probably physically prop himself up enough to see
That's
outside
the only
window.
thing that I can think of, because otherwise, what the fuck?
So my question is, this window, did it always have the view of the building, and his friend was just describing things to, make the day go by?
Yeah.
Or did something happen where the world was like, fuck you, now you can't see nothing?
No,
we're going to block up this window.
I think George was making up the different things he saw.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those good versus evil things.
Yep.
Like, George was doing a kind thing for his friend. And then,
Yeah. It's like, don't be a dick.
His friend's like, you're going to die soon anyway.
He, went to the extreme.
Yeah.
Fucking, what the hell?
I was just like, I read that and I was like, Rude AF.
Yeah.
You deserve that blank brick wall.
Mm-hmm. All right, Amber.
All right. So the one I chose is one that's like I've chosen several in here, but this one is probably the most associated with the books. I feel like it's one of the more popular stories that you think about when you think about these books. I am reading from Scary Stories 3. More tales to chill your bones.
Oh, mine was literally just called More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, that one didn't have as much effort in the creative
No.
title category.
It was just like, oh, here's some more.
Yep.
So this one's called Harold.
Harold.
When it got hot in the valley, Thomas and Alfred drove their cows up to a cool green pasture in the mountains to graze. Usually they stayed there with their cows for 2 months. Then they brought them down to the valley again. The work was easy enough, but oh, was it boring. All day the 2 men tended their cows. At night they went back to the tiny hut where they lived. They ate supper and worked in the garden and went to sleep. It was always the same. Then Thomas had an idea that changed everything. Let's make a doll the size of a man. Why does that change everything? He said.
Is it like a sex doll?
Wait
What's
a minute.
happening here?
Is this really a children's book?
Yeah.
It would be fun to make, and we could put it in the garden to scare away the birds. Okay, that's safer.
I have more problems with deer than birds.
It should look like Harold, Alfred said. Harold was a farmer they both hated. They made the doll out of old sacks stuffed with straw. They gave it a pointy nose like Harold's and tiny eyes like his. Then they added dark hair and a twisted frown. Of course, they also gave it Harold's name. Each morning on their way to the pasture, they tied Harold to a pole in the garden to scare away the birds. Each night they brought him inside so that he wouldn't get ruined if it rained. When they were feeling playful, they would talk to him. One of them might say, "How are the vegetables growing today, Harold?" Then the other, making believe he was Harold, would answer in a crazy voice, "Very slowly."
I love it.
They both would laugh, but not Harold. Whenever something went wrong, they took it out on Harold. They would curse at him, even kick or punch him.
Poor Harold.
I know. Sometimes one of them would take the food they were eating, which they were both sick of, and smear it on the doll's face. "How do you like that stew, Harold?" Or he would ask, "Well, you'd better eat it, or else." Then the 2 men would howl with laughter.
Why is that funny?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not funny.
I know.
It's not funny at all.
One night, after Thomas had wiped Harold's face with food, Harold grunted.
Uh-oh.
"Did you hear that?" Alfred asked. "It was Harold," Thomas said. "I was watching him when it happened. I can't believe it." "How could he grunt?" Harold asked. "He's just a sack of straw. It's not possible." "Let's throw him in the fire," said Thomas, "and that will be that." "Well, let's not do anything stupid," said Alfred. We don't know
we haven't already.
I was about to say, you've already done some pretty dumbass shit.
"We don't know what's going on. When we move the cows down, we'll leave him behind. For now, let's just keep an eye on him." So they left Harold sitting in the corner of the hut. They didn't talk to him or take him outside anymore. Now and then, the dog grunted, but that was all. After a few days, they decided it was nothing to be afraid of. Maybe a mouse or some insects had gotten inside Harold and were making those sounds. So Thomas and Alfred went back to their old ways. Each morning they put Harold out in the garden, and each night they brought him back into the hut. When they felt playful, they joked with him. When they felt mean, they treated him badly as ever. Then one night, Alfred noticed something that frightened him. "Harold is growing," he said. "I was thinking the same thing," Thomas said. "Well, maybe it's just our imagination," Alfred replied. "We've been up here on this mountain for too long." The next morning, while they were eating, Harold stood up and walked out of the hut. He climbed up on the roof and trotted back and forth, like a horse on its hind legs.
Pardon me?
Yeah, that kind of yucks me out. All day and night, he trotted like that. In the morning, Harold climbed down and stood in a far corner of the pasture. The men had no idea what he would do next. They were afraid. They decided to take the cows down into the valley that same day. When they left, Harold was nowhere in sight. They felt as if they'd escaped a greater danger and began joking and singing. But when they had gone only a mile or two, they realized they'd forgotten to bring the milking stools. Let's buy some fucking new milking stools, fools.
Yeah.
Find a stump.
Yeah, shit.
Something.
Neither one wanted to go back for them, but the stools would cost a lot to replace. Okay, that's why they couldn't go back.
We spoke too soon.
Again, find a stump.
Yeah. When all else fails, find a stump.
Crouch. I don't know. Anyway.
Work out your squats.
Yeah.
Something. There really is nothing to be afraid of, they told one another. After all, what could the doll do? They drew straws to see which one would go back. It was Thomas. I'll catch up with you, he said, and Alfred walked on toward the valley. When Alfred came to the rise in the pass, he looked back for Thomas. He did not see him anywhere, but he did see Harold. The doll was on the roof of the hut again. As Alfred watched, Harold kneeled and stretched out a bloody skin to dry in the sun. So that was like the creepiest one of the book, I will say. That was the most frightening tale of the book. And it was creepy. I'm sure for a second or third grader it was extra creepy.
Did Harold wear Thomas's skin?
No, I just said it was drying out in the sun. I mean, maybe he was going to stretch it out to wear it.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe
Channeling
it was a Buffalo
Leatherface.
Bill situation.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill or Leatherface.
So, I learned something new recently. I guess, like, ancient Icelanders would skin a human body from the waist down.
Oh.
And you would have to do it in one whole piece. And they would wear that person's bottom half of their skin as pants. Like
As pants?
As pants. Directly against their own skin. And then they would put like a gold coin in the scrotum pouch. And they were supposed
For good luck.
I can't remember now, but it was like wait.
Sam's like, I've saved this.
I sent it to my friend because I was like, Ed Gein ain't got nothing on these guys.
Dang, I've never heard of this. You said Iceland?
Yeah. 17th century Icelandic, and I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry, Nabrak. They're made from human skin. Sorcerers and witches would wear these under their clothes to bring them money. And this is there's a picture, and it's the only surviving authentic one at a museum in Iceland. And it says, the ritual for making necropants is described as follows.
Necropants?
Yeah. If you want to make your own Nabrak, you have to get permission from the living man to use his skin after his death.
Oh.
After he has been buried, you must dig up his body and flay the skin of the corpse in one piece from the waist down. As soon as you step into the pants, they will stick to your own skin. A coin must be stolen from a poor widow. Poor widow.
Poor widow.
Probably the guy's widow.
Yeah, right?
And
Can I wear your skin and steal your wife's money?
No big deal.
No big deal.
A coin must be stolen from the poor widow and placed in the scrotum along with the magical sign, some word I cannot say, written on a piece of paper. Consequently, the coin will draw money into the scrotum so that it will never be empty as long as the original coin is not removed. To ensure continuity, the owner has to convince someone else to take ownership of the pants and step into each leg as soon as he gets out of it. And the necropants will thus keep money-gathering nature for generations. And then that's...
What museum's that in?
It's in Iceland.
Weird.
It's in the Museum of Icelandic Sorcery and Witchcraft in Holmavik, Iceland.
I want to go there. I've heard of this place.
Do you want to see the necropants?
I do want to see the necropants.
Yeah, necropants.
There's a lot of weird shit in that museum, and I really want to go. I actually sent the link to that museum to Ben, and I was like, I want to go to there. And he was like, all right, you fucking freak.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
Iceland's amazing, though. Like, I had a friend that
I've
went,
heard that,
and it's beautiful, the pictures that I saw. So,
Not
I would
well
love to go.
named, from my understanding. It's
Iceland?
beautiful there.
Yeah.
It's all green,
Iceland
from my
and Greenland.
understanding.
well, there's glaciers still because
Oh,
it
okay.
is like, but it is an active volcano still.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what made me think of that.
Interesting.
And
Wow.
if Harold was going to wear some necropants.
Necropants, the newest fashion statement.
Hmm.
Or oldest.
How much gold you got in that scrotum?
Ew. That's so weird.
That's what I'm start asking guys.
How much
Got any
you
gold
got
in that scrotum?
It's funny how it
Gold scrote.
Gold scrotes.
It's interesting it had to be male, like a dude's skin. Like it couldn't be a female's.
Well, it has a built-in sack.
That's true, I guess.
I mean, ours does too. It's
Yeah.
just inverted.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I
in a
mean, the
weird
coins
way.
would probably fall out
Hey,
unless you
they
do like
call-
Kegels.
They call women in prison call it their purse. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mhm. Comes in handy.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Moving on. I'm tired of talking about flesh purses.
We've covered a lot of ground already with the necropants. Thank you, Sam, for that educational discussion. See? This is why you're the smartest of all of us. You know about knicker
Educational
pants.
Weird. I saw that on Facebook. It's probably not even true. But
No, I
was-
looked it up. It's
in a museum. It's got to be true.
Oh, that's true. But I just thought it was amazing and very weird.
Because I think I read the same article, which is how I think I found out about that museum. Because like that's what I was like, is it in the same thing?
So metal.
Is it the same weird.
It is very
Necropants.
metal.
Necropants.
No,
The
makes
metal.
sense. Why?
Yes. I mean, there probably is a metal song out there called like "Gold in My Scrotum" or something.
Gold
Golden
Scroats.
Scroats.
It's gonna be my new band name.
Guys,
Golden
if there's
Scroats.
not a song called Grotum's
The-
Golden
Scrotum.
the Golden
Scrotum.
Scroats.
Golden scrotum. All
Golden
right.
Scroats, please make a song and send it to us.
Yes.
We want to hear the Golden
Mhm.
Scroats metal song.
It reminds me of like Charlie and Chocolate Factory, the Golden Ticket song. I got a golden ticket, but I got a golden scrotum. All
We're
right.
into the weird. Send
Yes.
us the weird.
The weirder the better.
Please
Knicker pants is probably
participate.
not the weirdest thing that we've ever talked
Nah,
about.
probably not.
I'm sure. All right.
No, dildo arm was probably
Oh,
still
dildo
in
arm.
forever. The
Yeah.
Grandpa,
Yeah.
Grandpa arm dildo.
Yeah, that's gonna haunt us forever.
Yep.
All right. My pick again. So this one I didn't really like the actual story that much, but I picked it because have you guys heard of the Wendigo?
Yeah, that's the scariest fucking thing ever in the world to me.
Yeah. Do you
It
know what
is-
a Wendigo is?
Isn't it a Native American folklore thing?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a cryptid basically.
And it's
Yes.
absolutely terrifying.
yes.
Because it's based on
I know
cannibalism.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember the story fully.
Well, let me tell
Deal with
you,
it. I know I've heard
did
it, though.
a deep dive and I reached out to Britannica and said, "Hey, tell me about the Wendigo."
And it was like, here's your entry.
yeah, that's exactly the voice.
Wendigo.
Oh
Mm.
All right, so from Britannica.com, the Wendigo is a mythological
What
cannibalistic...
do the British know
I don't
about
know.
Wendigos?
This is true. I don't know. It was either Wikipedia or
my!
Britannica.
Probably what they learned while they were killing the native.
off the
Oh.
poor native people.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Britannica.com says the Wendigo is a mythological cannibalistic monster originating from North American Algonquin tribes that is usually associated with winter. I didn't know about the winter part.
I knew about the winter because that's why they were starving, and that's why they turned into cannibalism.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize it was Algonquin,
Oh, shit.
which I thought was like an East Coast tribe. And I thought everything I see on the Wendigo is like very Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting to me.
Some legends say that the Wendigo is an emaciated figure with ashen flesh. Others describe it as a giant creature up to 15 feet tall, or a beast that grows larger the more it eats. It may have sunken or glowing eyes and sharp yellowed fangs and claws. Its lips are chewed or entirely missing because it has eaten them. It may be hairless or have fur, and it may have pointed ears and horns or antlers like a deer. It smells of rotting flesh and is usually first detected by humans by its horrible odor. Yes.
Okay, this is stupid, but I know they had an episode of Supernatural that
I was thinking it was a supernatural thing.
yeah.
I was
So,
like, I feel like it's
I feel like I'd like that show. I need to watch that show.
I mean, it's not bad. Sometimes I'm like, meh.
Like cheesy and dumb,
Well,
but I
yeah.
kind of like that.
I liked it, and then like I don't know. I think I was like 7 seasons in, and I was like, this is just the same thing over and over.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. A shaman may be the only person who can subdue and destroy a Wendigo using either a silver, steel, or iron bullet or a dagger. Some legends, however, claim the Wendigo's heart must be cut out and melted or burned in a fire before its spirit is truly vanquished. The Wendigo is sometimes described as a spirit rather than a physical presence. In Cree mythology, for example, the Wendigo is believed to be an evil spirit that possesses humans. The spirit enters the person by biting him or her or through a dream. The possessed person becomes cannibalistic or otherwise deranged or violent. Some people are believed to be more susceptible to becoming possessed by Wendigo, including those who are greedy or gluttonous, as well as those who are suffering from hunger or starvation. A colloquial phrase for this experience is called going Wendigo, which I've never heard that before, but...
So I recently read another book, and it's called Stolen Tongues, and it's like based on Wendigos basically like hunting and like haunting this like couple.
Mm-hmm.
And they enter the woman basically and can control her through her dreams. But it's just like and they like mimic. I don't know if this is a normal one, but they mimic voices and stuff.
Oh.
And so like
yeah, that's creepy.
It's like really, it's kind of a mixture of Wendigo and then like what's the other one, the really scary one that I don't like either?
I don't know, there's so many fucking creepy ass
there's
cryptids.
a lot of cryptids.
It's also a native one, a skinwalker.
Oh yeah, skinwalkers are creepy as shit.
Yeah. So that Wendigo and skinwalkers are like the creepiest things ever to me, and it's kind of like a mixture of both of those like thing in the book.
Skinwalkers are very creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more about Wendigos before I read the story. Sorry, I nerded out about it. I'm like, I love cryptids. Woo! All right. A few instances of murder and cannibalism in North America were blamed on the Wendigo. These included a case in Alberta, Canada in 1879 where a Cree hunter and trapper named Swift Runner claimed a Wendigo spirit.
We could call you that.
Huh?
We could call you that.
Swift Runner!
I mean, he's just fast as fuck.
Yeah, apparently. Claimed a Wendigo spirit had entered his dreams and told him to eat his family. He was tried for murder and found guilty and hanged for his crimes later that year.
Oh dear.
Another case occurred in 1907 among the Sandy Lake First Nation community in northern Ontario. The tribal shaman Jack Fiddler and his brother Joseph Fiddler were charged with the murder of Joseph's daughter-in-law, whom they had strangled to prevent her from becoming possessed by a Wendigo. After the brothers' arrest, Jack Fiddler escaped the police and strangled himself, and Joseph Fiddler died from tuberculosis in prison in 1909. That one sounded really familiar to me. I feel like I have heard that case before. But apparently people blaming Wendigos for murder these days. Well, not these days. That was like 1800s.
A while back, Lauren.
These days. Okay. So I knew that I had like heard about the Wendigo, but I was like, there's some fucking movie that I remember watching recently that was about the Wendigo, and it's called Antlers. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
It came out in 2021, and this is also why I wanted to talk about it because Guillermo del Toro produced Antlers, which is funny because he also produced the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie that we're going to talk about later. And it's also directed by Scott Cooper, but it's really good. I really liked it.
I feel like he is very inspired by like just cryptid stuff and like spooky ass shit because he's man.
Have you ever seen pictures of his house?
No.
Oh, you can look him up online. There's like pictures from an interview he did, and he's got like this giant werewolf like that he's made like just in the foyer of his house. Like his house is amazing and it's beautiful and it has all these like crazy scary things that he's made, like the pale man from Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah,
he's like standing in one of his rooms and stuff. It's very cool. You should definitely look it up.
Yeah, he's good at monsters.
Yeah,
very good at it.
Like, we will talk more about that at the in the movie portion. But I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, small world. All right, so now I will read The Wendigo.
Yay, I'm excited now.
A wealthy man wanted to go hunting in a part of northern Canada where few people had ever hunted. He traveled to a trading post and tried to find a guide to take him, but no one would do it. It was too dangerous, they said. Finally, also, they say Indian in this. It should be indigenous people. So this is a little dated. I'll just read it. I'll just switch it out. Finally, he found an indigenous person who needed money badly, and he agreed to take him. The person's name was DeFago. They made camp in the snow near a large frozen lake. For 3 days they hunted, but they had nothing to show for it. The third night, a windstorm came up. They lay in their tent listening to the wind howling and the trees whipping back and forth. To see the storm better, the hunter opened the tent flap. What he saw startled him. There wasn't a breath of air stirring, and the trees were standing perfectly still. Yet he could hear the wind howling. And the more I know. I was crying. It sounded like that. And the more he listened, the more it sounded as if it was calling DeFago's name. DeFago. It called DeFago. I must be losing my mind, the hunter thought. But DeFago had gotten out of his sleeping bag. He was huddled in a corner of the tent, his head buried in his arms. What's this all about? The hunter asked. It's nothing, DeFago said. But the wind continued to call him, and DeFago became more tense and more restless. DeFago, it called DeFago. Suddenly, he jumped to his feet, and he began to run from the tent. But the hunter grabbed him and wrestled him to the ground. "You can't leave me out here," the hunter shouted. Then the wind called again, and Defago broke loose and ran into the darkness. The hunter could hear him screaming as he went.
Bad move.
Yeah. Again and again he cried, "Oh, my fiery feet, my burning feet, my feet are on fire!" Then his voice faded away and the wind died down. At daybreak, the hunter followed Defago's tracks in the snow. They went through the woods, down toward the lake, then out onto the ice. But soon he noticed something strange. The steps Defago had taken got longer and longer. They were so long no human being could have taken them. It was as if something had helped him to hurry away. The hunter followed the tracks out to the middle of the lake, but they had disappeared. At first, he thought Defago had fallen through the ice, but there wasn't any hole. Then he thought something had pulled him off the ice into the sky, but that made no sense. As he stood wondering what had happened, the wind picked up again. Soon it was howling as it had the night before. Then he heard Defago's voice. It was coming from up above, and again he heard Defago screaming, "My fiery feet, my burning feet!" But there was nothing to be seen. Now, the hunter wanted to leave that place. As fast as he could, he went back to the camp and packed. Then he left some food for Defago and he started out. Weeks later, he reached civilization. The following year, he went back to hunt in that area again. He went to the same trading post to look for a guide.
No.
Sam's like, no. Can I just say, I think it was really nice that he left some food for Defago. He's like,
It is nice.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck happened to this guy, but here's some food, buddy.
Just in case. But yeah, why would he go back there? I'd be freaked the fuck
Sam's
out.
just over here. I'm watching this as Lauren's reading, like, and then he went back, and Sam's like, fucking no.
I'm like shaking my head like, nah.
Bitch. You doing the wrong thing.
That's some white woman shit. You stop that.
Yeah. The fuck? Okay. The following year, he went back to hunt in that area again because he's stupid.
Thank you for that addition.
Yep. Edited by Lauren. He went to the same trading post. Oop. Amber's phone. No, it was a Wendigo. My feet. My feet. My budding feet. Okay.
My ass. My fiery ass.
From this
It's
Bloody
from
Mary.
the Bloody Mary.
Yeah. My ass. My fiery ass. Okay. He went to the same trading post to look for a guide. The people there could not explain what had happened to Defago that night, but they had not seen him since. Maybe it was the Wendigo, one of them said, and he laughed. It's supposed to come with the wind. It drags you along at great speed until your feet are burned away, and more of you than that. Then it carries you into the sky. Excuse you.
It was a hiccup.
Then it carries you into the sky and it drops you. It's just a crazy story, but that is what some of the indigenous people say. A few days later, the hunter was at the trading post again, and an indigenous person came in and sat by the fire. He had a blanket wrapped around him, and he wore his hat so that you couldn't see his face. The hunter thought there was something familiar about him. He walked over and he asked, "Are you Defago?" The man did not answer. "Do you know anything about him?" No answer. He began to wonder if something was wrong, if the man needed help, but he couldn't see his face. "Are you all right?" he asked. No answer. To get a look at him, he lifted the man's hat. Then he
Rude.
screamed. There was nothing under the hat but a pile of ashes. That's it.
That's a whole lot of bad decisions in that story.
know.
There was. I was like, why are we lifting this gentleman's hat? That's
Yeah.
weird as fuck.
Also, he doesn't want to talk to you. Fucking fuck off. Jesus.
Also,
Yeah, when somebody doesn't talk to me, I just get uncomfortable and leave.
Yeah.
right? I'm like, all right.
Okay, I'm not wanted here.
I was like, the first when you were talking about like my fiery feet, I'm like, how does feet get on fire? He just ran out into the woods. What the hell? And then I was like, oh, maybe they were on fire because the ice he was running across. Like, the
he got
ice.
frostbite or some shit.
Yeah, and you're like, sometimes that shit burns.
Mhm. I need
you
to
know.
pause because I just realized I forgot to put deodorant on and my pit's sweaty. So I'm gonna go do that real
I
quick.
needed another beer.
Sweaty
Pause
pits
for a
another
deodorant break. Alrighty, we are back, Sam. You wanna read
Alright.
another one?
Yes, this is from book 2. Again, the most dullest of titles. More scary stories to tell in the dark.
More.
This story is called The Cat in a Shopping Bag.
Okay, sounds like a day in your life, Sam.
You know what? I do have. Well, that's my mom's cat that she loves shopping bags. So, yeah, I was like,
That's probably not
"Alright."
good.
Well, like the paper ones.
Oh, I was about to say, I don't want her to suffocate.
No, she's like the one that's like always in a box
Uh-huh.
or in a bag or
Yep.
something, you know. Yeah, but yes, childless cat lady here. All right. Mrs. Briggs was driving to the shopping mall to do some last-minute Christmas shopping when she accidentally ran over a cat.
Oh, no.
She could not bear to leave the corpse on the road for other cars to hit and squash. So she stopped, wrapped the cat in some tissue paper she had with her, and put it in an old shopping bag in the back seat. She would bury it in the backyard when she got home. At the mall, she parked her car and began walking to one of the stores. She had only taken a few steps when out of the corner of her eye, she saw a woman reach into the open window of her car and take the shopping bag with the dead cat. Then the woman quickly got into a car nearby and drove away. Mrs. Briggs ran back to her car and followed the woman. She caught up with her at a diner down the road. She followed her inside and watched the woman slide into a booth and give a waitress her order. As the woman sat sipping her soda, she reached into Mrs. Briggs' shopping bag. Then she bent down and looked inside. A look of horror crossed her face. She screamed and fainted. That's her falling. The waitress called an ambulance. 2 attendants carried the woman away on a stretcher, but they left the shopping bag behind.
Ooh.
Mrs. Briggs picked up the bag and ran after them. "This is hers," she called. "It's her Christmas present. She wouldn't want to lose it." What a bitch. And I was like, petty AF, and I love it, but also weird.
That is
But like,
very
what a
bizarre.
what a fucking like karma experience that was. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna thieve some shit. And, oh my god!
Yeah.
So ran over cat in the bag.
Mhm.
And I love
The
that
cat's
lady's
out of the
like-
bag now.
Oh.
But yeah, that was a great reaction. Just like, oh yeah, don't forget your fucking shit that you stole, you twat.
You quat.
You twat.
I like how both the years were like karma ones so far, Sam. You got a theme going on.
Yeah.
He said something about that too. Whenever he collects stories, sometimes there's like a running theme.
Yeah, well, mine
So-
are divvied up between like chapters of like one's all the urban legends, one's like. Is yours like that? Are yours like
Yeah. Mine's in sections too. Like
yeah.
that one, I have the ones that mine are from are actually from like 2 different sections, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's like the last laugh, and then when I wake up, everything will be all right.
Yeah.
I also love this weird cat bat thing.
Yeah. Oh, the illustrations are great.
I was like, I kind of want that as a tattoo. But
And honestly, you know what?
Which one?
Reading these like on my own,
cat bat.
like not out loud, they aren't fun. But when you read them out loud, it's fun.
It is fun when
It's way
out
more
loud.
fun when you read them out loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's how you're supposed to do it. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, some of mine, it's like you're supposed to like jump out at your audience
Yeah,
or whatever.
same.
But I'm like, I'm not doing that shit.
I didn't read any of those, so I'm like, that's gonna be embarrassing. Not that I don't embarrass myself all the time, but you know. All right, Amber.
Mine's called The Hog.
The hog.
The Hog.
Like as in boars?
We'll see.
Or a motorcycle.
We'll see.
I like that.
Or a penis. I don't know.
Oh.
Don't people call penises hogs
Yeah,
sometimes?
so my brother will
Yeah,
say that.
big
for
old
us.
hog.
Grossly. Big
I'm
old
like-
hog.
I'm like, why?
The hog.
The Hog. When Arthur and Anne were in high school, they fell in love. They were both big, fat, and jolly, and seemed suited to one another. But as it sometimes happens,
Why? Because they were
Things
both
didn't-
fat?
I know I was about to like disclaimer this,
Rude as fuck.
Mhm.
but as sometimes happens, things didn't work out. Yeah. So again, these books were written at a time where like body love and all of this was
Wasn't a
not.
thing.
Yeah,
wasn't
some
a
of this
thing.
did not age well.
Yeah. So Arthur moved away and married someone else, and Anne didn't marry anyone. And not too many years later, she got sick and died.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Anne.
Poor Anne. Some said it was from a broken heart. One day, Arthur was driving to a small town not far from where he and Anne had grown up. Soon he realized that a hog was following him. No matter how fast Arthur drove, the hog stayed right behind.
That's fucked up.
I'm
already upset.
Yeah.
Yep. Each time he looked back, there was the hog. It began to irritate him. Finally, he couldn't stand it any longer. He stopped his car and rapped the hog on its snout, good and hard. "Get out of here, you fat, dirty thing!"
Aw, poor hog.
he shouted. To his astonishment, the hog spoke to him, and it was Anne's voice he heard. "It's her ghost," he thought. "She has come back as a hog." "I was doing no harm, Arthur," the hog said. "I was just out for a brisk walk enjoying myself. How could you strike me after all that we meant to one another?" With that, she turned and trotted away. That's the end of this story. Also,
Weird.
yeah. Also, at the end of this story, it says, "When you tell this story, have the hog speak in a high voice." What a stupid fucking story. And like, how fucking presumptive that because she was heavy, that she would come back as a hog. What fuck nuts.
Yeah,
That's a shitty story.
That's pretty bad.
What is
That's
the fucking point of that story either?
Yeah, that story was stupid.
That if you're fat, you come back fat.
Well, fuck.
I know I'm gonna be huge in the next life.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
With that, I'm gonna eat another fucking taquito because it doesn't matter.
Fuck you. I'm gonna eat as many taquitos as I want.
That was one of the stupid ones. I mean, there are several that are kind of dumb in this one, but that was one that I was like, what the fuck?
All right, I have a few that are kind of short. They're like poems. Or did you guys have songs in yours?
I had a song.
I had a song.
I have like several songs, which I kind of want to do because one of them I definitely.
Do you have the old man snoring one?
No.
Do you have the old man snoring?
Old man snoring. How's that one go?
No, it's not the old man snoring. It's like two Irish brothers.
Ah, I got that one.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, it's one of these. I know it's in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do a song or a poem? Which one should I do?
Eeny meeny it. I don't fucking know.
Do both.
Yeah.
And if they're short.
Okay, I'll do two.
I don't have any songs. I only have one song.
So I'll do the song that I grew up. I didn't know it from this book because again, I didn't own this book, but I remember hearing this song and it freaked me the fuck out whenever I was little.
Mm-hmm.
It's called "The Old Women All Skin and Bone." Do you guys know that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I don't know where I heard this, but I just remember it freaking me out when I was little. I'll try to sing it, I guess. Me. There was an old woman all skin and bone who lived near the graveyard all alone. Ooh. She thought she'd go to the church one day to hear... I can't sing it! She thought she'd go to church one day to hear the parson preach and pray. Ooh. And when she came to the church house stile, she thought she'd stop and rest a while. Ooh. When she came up to the door, she thought she'd stop and rest some more. Ooh. But when she turned and looked around, she saw a corpse upon the ground. Ooh. From its nose down to its chin, the worms crawled out and the worms crawled in. Ooh. The woman to the preacher said, "Shall I look like that when I am dead?" Ooh. The preacher to the woman said, "You look like that when you are dead." And then it says, "Now scream." So I did a really bad rendition of that song. I want to find it for you guys and let you listen to it because it's fucking creepy. Hold on. We got time.
I
Let me
know
show you.
mine tells me what song it's supposed to be in the tune of. Creepy.
There was an old woman all skin and bones. Ooh. She lived down by the old graveyard.
Anyway.
She'd take a walk.
I just remember listening to that when I was little and getting freaked the fuck out.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the song that I wanted to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Share with you. Did you want to do your song?
I don't. I guess maybe. Hold on.
Oh!
Told you.
Yeah.
This is fast.
Yeah.
O'Leary is dead and O'Reilly don't know it. O'Reilly is dead and O'Leary don't know it. O'Reilly is dead and O'Leary
It's like-
O'Reilly don't know it. They both are dead in the very same bread, and neither one knows that the other one's dead.
Baroom, baroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard.
O'Leary is dead. O'Reilly don't know it. O'Reilly is dead. And O'Leary don't know it. They're both dead in the very same bed. And neither one knows the other is dead. Baroom, baroom.
Baroom, baroom. Yeah, the songs are weird because they don't fully fit all the way.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I was trying to sing this, I'm like, this doesn't go right. Whatever. Amber, do you have a song in yours?
I do. I'm trying to figure out the beat.
We got the beat.
We got the
There was an old woman all skin and bone. Ooh. I found a really creepy version of like this like lady singing this song, and it freaked me out. It's creepy.
I think I know okay. Did you ever think as a hearse goes by that you may be the next to die? They wrap you up in a big white sheet from your head down to your feet. And the worms crawl in and the worms crawl out.
I've heard this
your
one.
Stomach and out your snout. And your eyes fall out and your teeth decay. And that is the end of a perfect day. I think
Not just
you have the her
snout.
song in yours too.
I have the her song too, but it's different. It's slightly different. Should I sing mine?
Yeah, but do you know at the beginning of the movie, that's the song.
I know.
That's
That's
what they were.
The worms crawl in, the,
The
worms
worms
crawl
crawl
out,
out,
the
the
worms
worms
play
crawl in.
people on your snout.
Yep.
They're, I don't know, there's the rest of it. But yeah, I have a version of, but it's different, of the Hearse song. I want to read it as a poem though, because I suck at singing.
Do it. Do it.
Don't you ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. All goes well for about a week, then your coffin begins to leak. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes.
Gross.
A big green worm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green and pus pours out like whipping cream.
Ew.
You spread it on a slice of bread and that's what you eat when you are dead.
And that's why I want to be cremated.
Right?
That right there's why. I'm
That's
gonna be
weird that
cremated.
they're in both of ours, but they're different. Interesting. And yours is like a Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah,
mine's-
here it says here's the song of it.
Yeah, because
So-
mine's called. What was that? Fuck. Where did it go? You May Be the Next is the name of the song on mine. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was a thing that we used to sing when we were kids.
Yeah. The worms crawl in.
The worms crawl out, the worms crawl in and out your snout.
I get it confused with great big balls of greasy grime and gopher guts, marmalade monkey meat, little turdy birdie feet, French fried eyeballs swimming in a pool of blood, but I forgot my spoon.
The fuck? Sam's like, what the fuck did you guys listen to? And we're like, each other.
We sang that shit a lot when we were little.
My
I've
parents
never
did
even
not like that.
heard of that.
You never heard that one?
Mm-mm.
It's like the same tune as like the teacher, floating down the Delaware, chewing on her underwear, couldn't afford another pair. 10 days later, eaten by a polar bear. That's how the polar bear died.
Yep.
Never heard that one either?
I kind of remember that one, but not a whole lot.
Sam is not impressed.
Sam's like,
She's
what
very
the fuck?
scared right now.
What the fuck are you guys about?
Baby serial killers.
No. Yeah, probably. Hey, so should we do like one
No,
more
just
round?
babies who read a lot about serial killers.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. Yes.
Mhm.
Should we all do one more, two more, one more, two more? How many you guys want to do?
That's up to you guys.
I'm good with one more. I have one more tagged.
Okay.
However many you guys want to do, I can probably figure something out.
Which one should I do next? I have so many. Should I do The Haunted House, May I Carry Your Basket, or Aaron Kelly's Bones? Or Wait Till Martin Comes.
I think I remember The Haunted House vaguely.
Yeah, because that's the one with the lady.
Okay.
So
Aaron
let's not do
Martin's
that one.
Bones was a creepy one, wasn't it?
Aaron Kelly's Bones. It's kind of like a funny one.
Aaron Kelly. Okay. I don't remember.
The Aaron Kelly's Bones and the Wait Till Martin Comes is kind of funny. May I Carry Your Basket is supposed to be scary.
Do the May I Carry Your Basket then.
May I Carry Your Basket?
Too creepy.
We had a cat in a bag. Now we got a basket. Let's see what's in this basket. Okay. Here we go.
Norman's
this
in your
one's short.
chair.
Yeah, my cat's in my chair with me.
He's just hanging out.
He doesn't look cross-eyed right now.
He wants our Bloody Mary. No, get down. Okay. Sam Lewis spent the evening playing chess at his friend's house. It was about midnight when they finished their game and he started home. Outside, it was icy cold and as quiet as the grave. As he came around a turn in the road, he was surprised to see a woman walking ahead of him. She was carrying a basket covered with a white cloth. When he caught up to her, he looked to see who it was, but she was so bundled up against the cold it was hard to see her face. "Good evening," Sam said. "What brings you out so late?" But she didn't answer. Then he said, "May I carry your basket?" She handed it to him. From under the cloth, a small voice said, "That's very nice of you." And that was followed by wild laughter. No!
That's when you just fucking leave.
Yeah.
What the fuck's on this basket?
Ain't nobody got time for that kind
Yeah,
of
crazy ass basket here, lady. Sam was so startled that he dropped the basket and out rolled a woman's head.
Oh, shit.
He
See?
looked at the head and he stared at the woman. "It's her head," he cried, and he started to run, and the woman and her head began to chase him.
Oh, shit. Is the head just rolling behind?
That's what I
I
envisioned.
hope so.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Which is even more traumatizing than her carrying her head,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, that's just fucking freaky.
Just rolling around.
Yeah.
Like, yep,
Mhm.
gotta catch up.
Soon the head caught up to him. It bounded into the air and sunk its teeth into his left leg.
Jesus.
Sam screamed with pain and ran faster, but the woman and her head stayed right behind. Soon the head leaped into the air and bit into his other leg. Then they were gone.
Is this like is this like a like Wolfman situation? Is he gonna be the headless woman now?
I don't know. That's how it ends. It's open-ended.
That's
Maybe
rude. They
he-
just
I think-
bit him and then left?
Yeah, how rude.
I like the
After
idea of
he
him
said
becoming.
He carried her basket.
Yeah, he
It's
was
like,
being nice.
I like the idea of him becoming a headless woman.
Whose head chases people.
May I carry your basket?
So that just goes to show you, don't be
Don't
nice
help
to strangers
random
in the middle of the
people.
night.
Yeah. What was he doing out that late? Jesus.
Playing poker or some shit.
Something. All right, Sam.
All right. I'll do my other one is kind of funny. It's called Cemetery Soup.
Yeah.
In honor of this story, I'm also wearing my cemetery shirt.
I saw that. Cool. Nice.
And there's bones on the back of my cardigan.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
I dressed up for my
Got little,
story.
spines on your back.
Yeah.
At least one of us has a spine.
Mine's just fucked up.
Scoliosis.
On her way home from the market, the woman took a shortcut through the cemetery. There, sticking up out of the ground, she saw a big bone. She picked it up and looked it over carefully. "This will make a very good soup bone," she said. "I think I'll take it home. It's perfect weather for hot soup." You're in a cemetery, and you're picking up a random bone off the ground.
Yeah, that ain't right, girl. That ain't right.
For soup.
Probably has formaldehyde on it, too.
That's where I get all of my soup bones.
They're the best for bone broth.
And you guys have eaten my soup and you think it's delicious.
Ah, shit. When she got home, the first thing she did was start the soup. Into the big soup pot went water, carrots, green beans, corn, barley, onions, potatoes, a snitch of beef, some salt, pepper, and the bone.
Potatoes, boil them,
Hobbits.
mash them, stick them in a stew. Did you hear that whenever you were little?
When
Someone-
you were little. It's like when we were teenagers.
Yeah, it was when we were teenagers. Someone took like the hobbits from Lord of the Rings and they like made it into a song. Potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
I don't know if I heard
You
that.
don't know any of the cool songs, Sam. What the
No.
hell?
She's like, I'm
Amber
too
knows
old
what
for
I'm
this
talking
shit.
about.
I do know what you're talking about.
Maybe I was too fucking cool for y'all.
You're probably right.
I think that was on
Actually,
albino black sheep.
She doesn't know
overdose.
fucking albino black sheep shit.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's not even a site anymore, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah, I've never even heard that. So.
It was big when we were in high school.
Girl,
And
salad
I-
fingers?
I gotta know salad fingers.
Okay, well, of course you would know salad fingers.
My spoon's too big.
I
I
like
was
it
on
when
that.
the red water comes out.
I like rusty spoons. Anyway, she brought it all to a boil and then brought it down to a simmer. Yum! She said, sniffing it and tasting it. I can hardly wait till supper. Suddenly, she heard a small voice. Please give me back my bone.
Oh, give him back his bone!
The woman paid no attention. Soon she heard the voice again. May I have my bone back, please?
Please, Mom.
The woman was reading the newspaper, and again she didn't take any notice. In a little while, the voice spoke up once more. It was beginning to sound angry. Give me back my bone! The woman kept on reading the paper. Some people are just too impatient, she muttered. Once more the voice spoke. Now it sounded very angry, and it was so loud that the whole house shook. I want my bone back!
The eruption of sound was amazing. That was so dramatic. I love it.
Almost exactly how my kids asked for their toys back.
The woman reached into the pot, grabbed the bone, and threw it out the window. In a voice just as loud, she shouted, "Take it! Take your fucking bone! I don't want it! Shut the fuck up and take the bone!" There was an eerie silence. Then the woman heard footsteps scurrying away from the house down the road toward the cemetery, and she got up and served herself some soup. The end.
Wow. Some of these are just like, what? What did I just fucking
Well,
read?
I just had a corpse bone in this, but
I just wanted to do this very dramatic
delicious.
reading.
Take your
Fantastic.
damn bone. That was amazing.
Okay.
Oh.
So that was fantastic.
I like death metal. Necropants! Necropants. Maybe he needed it to prop open his scrotes.
Oh, yeah.
His scrotes.
His scrotes.
I'm gonna start calling
His
it.
golden scrotes.
I'm gonna call him the scrotes at work now. And
Makes it sound better and more pleasing, honestly. The scrotes. All right, Amber.
So I'm going to read Maybe You Will Remember. And then I'm going to tell you the history behind this particular tale because I really liked it. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay. This one was a little like, not spooky, but like, oh, I could see that. Let's see this shit. Okay. Maybe you will remember. Mrs. Gibbs and her 16-year-old daughter, Rosemary, arrived in Paris on a hot morning in July. They had been on vacation and now were returning home. But Mrs. Gibbs did not feel well, so they decided to rest in Paris for a few days before going on. The city was crowded with tourists. Still, they found a place to stay at a good hotel. They had a lovely room overlooking a park. It had yellow walls, a blue carpet, and white furniture. As soon as they unpacked, Mrs. Gibbs went to bed. She looked so pale that Rosemary asked to have the hotel's doctor to examine her, which is apparently a thing. I don't know.
Hotels have doctors.
Some do?
On
Some
site?
like resorts do.
Oh, well,
Okay.
yeah, that would make sense, yeah.
I'm going to assume this is old-timey too, so
Yeah.
maybe it was more common then.
Yeah.
Old timey.
Rosemary did not speak French, but fortunately the doctor spoke English. He took one look at Mrs. Gibbs and said, "Your mother is too sick to travel. Tomorrow I will move her to a hospital, but she needs a certain medicine. If you go to my home for it, it will save time." The doctor said he did not have a telephone right now. Instead, he would give Rosemary a note for his wife. The hotel manager put Rosemary in a taxi and, in French, told the driver how to find the doctor's house. "It will only take a little while," he told her, "and the taxi will bring you back." But as the driver slowly drove up one street and down another, it seemed to take forever. At one point, Rosemary was sure they had gone down the same street twice. It almost took as long for the doctor's wife to answer the door, then get the medicine ready. As Rosemary sat on a bench in the empty waiting room, she kept thinking, "Why can't you hurry? Please hurry." Then she heard a telephone ring somewhere in the house.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Bring! Liar!
But the doctor had told her he didn't have a telephone right now. What was going on?
What the shit?
Then they drove back as slowly as they had come, crawling up one street and down another. Rosemary sat in the back seat filled with dread, her mother's medicine clutched in her hand. Why was everything taking so long? She was sure the driver was going in the wrong direction. "Are you going to the right hotel?" she asked. He didn't answer. She asked again, but he still didn't reply. When he stopped for a traffic light, she threw open the door and ran from the cab. She stopped a woman on the street. The woman did not speak English, but she knew someone who did. Rosemary was right. They had been driving in the wrong direction. When she finally got back to the hotel, it was early evening. She went up to the desk clerk who had given them their room. "I'm Rosemary Gibbs," she said. "My mother and I are in room 505. May I please have the key?" The clerk looked at her closely. "You must be mistaken," he said. "There is another guest in that room. Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" He turned to help someone else. She waited until he was finished. "You gave us that room yourself when we arrived this morning," she said. "How could you forget?" He stared at her as if she'd lost her mind. "You must be mistaken," he said. "I've never seen you here before." "Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" She asked to see the registration card they had filled out when they arrived. "It's June and Rosemary Gibbs," she said. The clerk looked in the file. "We have no card for you," he said. "You must be in the wrong hotel." "The hotel doctor will know me," Rosemary replied. "He examined my mother when we arrived. He sent me for medicine she needs. I want to see him." The doctor came downstairs. "Here's the medicine for my mother," Rosemary said, holding it out to him. "Your wife gave it to me." "I've never seen you before," he said. "You must be in the wrong hotel." She asked for the hotel manager who had put her in the cab. Surely he would remember her. "You must be in the wrong hotel," he said. "Let me give you a room where you can rest. Then maybe you will remember where you and your mother are staying." "I want to see our room," Rosemary said, raising her voice. "It's room 505. But it was nothing like the room she remembered. It had a double bed, not twins. The furniture was black, not white. The carpet was green, not blue. There was someone else's clothing in the closet. The room she knew had vanished, and so had her mother. "This is not the room," she said. "Where is my mother? What have you done with her?" "You're in the wrong hotel," the manager said patiently, as if he were speaking to a young child. Rosemary asked to see the police. "My mother, our things, the room, they've all disappeared," she told them. "Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" they asked. She went to her embassy for help. "Are you sure it's the right hotel?" they asked. Rosemary thought she was losing her mind. "Why don't you rest here for a while?" they said. "Then maybe you'll remember." And then there's the little, italicized note down here. But Rosemary's problem was not her memory. It was what she did not know.
Oh.
See page
dun, dun.
102.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow. So then it goes. Wow. What?
So this is the history of this story.
Oh,
and
so
where
it
came
ends
from.
like that, but then
That's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's the history of this story. I liked this story because when I read the history, I was like, yeah, I see that shit. So what happened to Rosemary's mother? Well, when the hotel doctor saw Mrs. Gibbs, he knew at once that she was about to die. She had a form of the plague, a dread disease that killed quickly and caused frightening epidemics. If word got out that the woman had died of the plague in the heart of Paris, there would be a panic. People in the hotel and elsewhere would rush to escape. The doctor knew that what the hotel's owners expected. He was to keep the case a secret. Otherwise, they'd lose lots of money. So to get Rosemary out of the way, the doctor sent her to the other side of Paris for some worthless medicine. As he expected, Mrs. Gibbs died soon after she left, and her body was smuggled out of the hotel to a cemetery where it was buried. A team of workmen quickly repainted the room and replaced everything in it. The desk clerks were ordered to tell Rosemary that she was in the wrong hotel, and when she insisted on seeing her room, it had become a different place, and, of course, her mother had vanished. All those involved were warned that they would lose their jobs if they gave away the secret. To avoid panic in the city, the police and the newspapers agreed to say nothing of the death. No police reports were filed, no news stories appeared. It was as if Rosemary's mother and her room had never existed.
So basically just a bunch of gaslighting.
Yeah.
So, in another version of that story, Rosemary and her mother had separate rooms. Mrs. Gibbs died during the night while Rosemary was asleep. Her body was removed. Then the room was repainted and refurnished, and when Rosemary couldn't find her mother the next morning, she was told that her mother was not with her at all when she checked in. And after many months of searching, a friend, a relative, or the young woman herself finds someone who works in the hotel and for a bribe reveals what happens. And that actually was the basis of a movie called So Long at the Fair that happened in 1950. I actually really want to watch that movie now as a result. That was actually my favorite story of the book.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of a true scary story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could totally see that shit happening.
Yeah. Like literally everyone's gaslighting her. She's like, am I going fucking crazy? Like what the
And they're
fuck's
like,
going on?
no,
Yeah.
we're just benefiting monetarily from your mother's
And just fucked up because it's like,
from
oh, we don't want
gaslighting
anyone
you.
else to know that this woman died. of
Because
the
then no one
plague.
would stay here.
Yeah.
But
They
also,
don't care about the woman.
here's this child now that has no mother and is just here. Like, what I also like that they went through the hassle of repainting the
Yeah.
room.
What the
Yeah, I
hell?
know.
How did she not know it smelled like fresh paint? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
They're like, everything smells like lead right now. It's the plague.
lead paint.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, we read a smattering of stories. If you want to read the rest, then go buy the book. Go try to rent them from the library. Although, I don't know. They might be hard to find at the library because they were pretty hot in our library
Mm-hmm.
as children's. All right. So now we are going to do the movie adaptation of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It came out in 2019. It has a 6.2 out of 10 stars on IMDb, which, you know what? I feel like out of all the movies, their average is like 6 point something, I feel like. So that's pretty good, I feel like.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I was feeling pretty neutral about it, but it was like,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it in theaters, and then I think I've seen it twice since then. And yeah, it was entertaining. There's definitely not like a movie that I'm absolutely in love with, but it had its perks. It's, like I said, produced by Guillermo del Toro. He also wrote the screenplay for it. And then it's directed by Andre Orvidal, I think is how you say his name. And I was like, that name sounds familiar. I looked him up. He also directed The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Did you guys watch that?
Nope.
Oh, it's so good.
heard of it.
It is fucking creepy. Like, really cool creepy.
The name is very familiar, but I know I haven't seen it.
I think it's streaming on like HBO Max or something, but I would recommend it. That one is so good. I thought the child actors were pretty good in this.
Mhm.
What did you guys think?
I think they did a pretty good job.
I mean, I guess they're teenage actors, but like specifically the main lady, whatever her name was, the
Stella.
girl.
Stella.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. She was cute.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a pretty good job. It was
Mhm.
definitely like kind of a B movie, but
Yeah.
it was very like campy.
Yeah. And like that their target audience was our age group and like
The
a
90s.
little or,
Yeah.
and like 40-year-olds and like
Yeah.
a little higher because like that's who I went to go see it with were millennials and older millennials. Like it was like, okay, this is the book that we all got freaked out by. Let's see how they reimagine all these monsters. Which I will say that was a highlight of the movie, was all the like effects and everything.
Some
the
of them were really
monsters.
good and some of them were like, eh.
Yeah.
for me.
It's one of those things where the more you see it, the more it's not scary. Like the
Mhm.
ones that were more subtle that you don't see as much and stuff. What was the hug lady? What was her name? The one that like
That's
sucked.
the one that's in my book.
That
Mhm.
part was probably one of the best ones, I think, because it was really creepy.
And we're all like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah, it's like really
Trying to find
fucking
it.
weird. Yeah, I think you have that one.
Just hugs
Cameron.
him
I-
into
I
her
do, 'cause
flesh
I
and
had-
he
there it is.
disappears inside of her.
The
Yeah.
dream.
The dream, yeah.
That makes sense because he kept
creature in the
saying I
dream.
was having a dream of the red
Yeah, but
room.
this one was actually like a safety thing. So in this one, the lady was like warning her not to go in it.
Yeah. I mean, they're all kind of like, they had to write it in a way where it
Yeah.
told a story, so
Mhm.
they have all the like a lot of the characters, but their stories might be slightly different from what like the actual stories are. The Tai Doti Walker or whatever, Tai
Mhm.
Doti Walker, that one was one that, like, by the time, because we saw that monster a lot because it's like the main monster in this movie.
Uh-huh.
And by the end, I'm like, you're not scary, you're just annoying. But like at the beginning, I was like, oh, you're kind of freaky looking.
I was like, oh.
All that contortion-y stuff freaks me the fuck out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything that's humanoid and contorty freaks me out. Like, I do not like alien things. I don't like the things that are supposed to be human that are altered intentionally to fucking freak you. I hate that shit so much when I'm watching films or anything. They freak me out. Like, if you want to make a movie that freaks me out, put anything humanoid in it and make it altered just enough that it doesn't look like human anymore.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the movie Tusk?
That's different. I really liked that.
Damn, that's a weird ass movie.
Yeah.
It is weird as fuck.
I
yeah.
really liked that, and Ben and I watched that, and he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
It's weird.
He's like,
Weird.
"I do not like this body." What did he?
Body
call it?
horror is
Yeah,
basically
body
what
horror
it is,
bullshit.
yeah.
He's like, "I hate this."
No
Yeah.
Cronenberg for him.
Like, yeah, body contortion stuff that is freaky, especially like in Exorcist movies and shit, or like The Ring or whatever. But again, like if you see it too many times, like the monster in this, it's like it's running around all over the place the last 30 minutes. So it's
Now
like,
it's
okay,
just
you're
silly.
not scary anymore. You're just weird.
silly.
But overall, I really like the monsters in this, and I was doing some research, and you know, since Del Toro was like part of this whole thing, he, you know, oversaw all the special effects and stuff, and they really wanted to do more. Instead of there are special effects in this, but the majority of the monsters actually had like they were like costume like made for the actors specifically, which I thought was really cool. I have an article from it's called No Film School, which I followed them for a long time. They do a lot of weird film nerd shit, so of course I would like it. But they have an article that I would like to read you guys. It went away. Dang it, I got to find it again. Okay, it's called How Scary Stories Pulled Off Its Crazy Practical Effects. Spectral motion has had a hand in a lot of Guillermo del Toro's works, mainly in his Hellboy film series, so they're not new to making what's on the page on the stage. But this kind of art direction is not easy, especially when you're adapting a beloved book and scene based on only one picture, which I was like, oh yeah, they're literally basing it all these monsters after one picture that was illustrated in this book, which I'm like, oh yeah, that's got to be kind of hard.
Yeah. Makes sense.
They created the character off the performer's body using their human angles to work around some inhuman forms. So the movie had to be cast before it was done practically, which I don't think is normal. Like they had to cast all the people that did the monsters beforehand because they had to make the bodies proportionally accurate to them so it looked right.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They created digital art on ZBrush and sculpted molds based on the actors' bodies. Suits and skins were painted with acrylics, and a base had to be laid down, then detailed every time they put on the costume. The Jangly Man and Pale Lady were full body costumes that had to move with the performers. That meant watching performances out of costume, then troubleshooting the problems they'd have in real time as they created the costumes. Still, by casting these roles first, everything created had a bespoke and unique fit only to the talent involved. It made the costume feel so personal and really pop within the performances. They're almost a second skin. Even with practical effects, they were able to take out toes and scrub other parts in post. This use of computers in post only makes the mostly practical effects feel more real. So, like, in parts you could definitely tell that it's like, okay, that's a little bit CGI with things, but there are, like, Harold and stuff, like you're like, wow, that's really fucking creepy and kind of realistic, you know?
Well, I thought the jangly man or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought he was 100% CGI. So no?
The Jingly Man is the Mai Tai Do guy, right?
Yeah. Because didn't you just say he was a costume
Yeah.
too?
The Jingly Man and Pale Lady were full body costumes that had to move within the performers. So I'm sure part of it was
Oh, I know that part of it
because
had
it
to
had
have
to
been.
be, but I'm sure
Yeah,
they
especially when he's coming through the bars.
Yeah.
That had to be
When
That
he
had
was
to be.
coming through the bars and when he came down the chimney, obviously.
but they
Yeah.
probably tried to do as much realistic like acting as possible and then did the special. And I think that's also why I didn't think it was as creepy at the end because you could tell it's like CGI with parts of it. It's not as realistic looking.
Yeah, because he was pretty creepy. To me, his design was creepy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
definitely the
Yeah.
worst part of any of the monsters. He's the creepiest one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the white lady was that scary.
Which
Or
was
the pale lady?
The pale
The
lady.
pale
Which was
lady.
the pale lady.
The
She's
dream-
the
the
big
dream
poofy
one.
gal from the dream.
Oh, gotcha.
This one right here that looked just like this.
Oh, that lady. Oh.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
she was
that
creepy.
scary.
Well, her scene was really creepy because it did that whole
Like
hallway
absorption
scene where it's
thing?
like, I'm slowly walking towards
It was
you.
almost like it was all mirrored, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Y'all?
Okay. There's a little bit more of this article, not much. While the drawings are in black and white, each suit's color underwent a rigorous discussion with the director, producers, and designers. They opted for a lot of rotting palettes and even some that felt nicotine stained, quote unquote. Costumes were so detailed that each designer took only one body part to work on, and then they assembled them together to make sure they had time to do work on multiple costumes at once. And then it says, what are some of your favorite practical effects in movies? Discuss. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought that was...
Lauren's like, I will.
I will.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting because I think, that's what sold the movie was like how they brought these stories to life, So
Yeah.
So there's at the very end.
Yeah.
When Ramon is going away to Vietnam because it's during 1968 when the Vietnam War was going and he was drafted. He's like, write me to Stella, and she's like, here's a letter. I'll write you every day. And he's like, okay, see you around. And I was like, what kind of bullshit is that? No kiss, no hug.
Yeah.
Just, okay, see ya. And I was like, bitch, you ain't coming back.
It's like,
I'm
we're ending
Googling
this
it.
horror story, but you're going to another horror story, a real one. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. He's gonna, if he survived that, he probably aged quite a bit.
Yeah. A lot of times, and we've all talked about this, there's a lot of interesting relative, current events that come up during our book discussions because for whatever reason, we tend to pick books that
Are relevant.
super relevant things happening, even though they're not even written
Like we're not
anywhere
even
near.
purposely doing
Yeah,
it.
we
it's
are not
happening.
purposely doing
picking
any
them,
kind
like-
of
We're just really good at picking
Oh.
books.
So I kind of loved when I started watching the movie because I'd never seen the movie until this morning, literally. And it's like in the beginning of the movie, you see all these signs for like Richard Nixon, and
Yeah.
it had like the swastikas
Yep.
and stuff written in
Yeah, I saw
his
that.
things,
Mhm.
and everyone's like Tricky Dicky,
Yep.
and the one guy was like, "That's not a name for a president,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, sounds really familiar.
Yep. Yep. History is very cyclical. Yeah, I thought that too whenever I was watching it. I was like,
I did
that's
too.
Okay. Yep. Fucking Richard Nixon, another bad president.
Also, another actor.
Yeah. Well, Nixon wasn't it? No.
No,
He was an actor.
Reagan was an
Reagan
actor.
was
God
an
damn
actor.
it.
But he's also a piece of shit. He's the
Yeah.
one that like basically denied AIDS was a thing.
I get
Nixon
Nixon,
did?
and Reagan
No,
mixed
Reagan.
up in my
Reagan was,
brain.
yeah.
Reagan was president during all the AIDS stuff and didn't do shit. Nixon was the fucking
Watergate.
yeah. That
Yeah,
thing.
Watergate.
Yeah.
Big scandal.
And he's horrible too.
Yeah.
I did like that like this took place in the 70s though, because like it kind of gave me one thing I wrote down was like, ooh, Stephen King vibes. Because like a lot of Stephen King
Yeah.
books are like coming of age things and they all revolve around the 1970s, 60s, whatever. And so I was like, okay, this is giving
It's
me like it vibes.
A lot
and
of small
things.
town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like shit going
Mhm.
on.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I appreciated that. I also liked how the whole premise of like the Sarah Bellows and stuff, because it's like, you know, that the writers were like, how are you gonna make all these stories like intertwined into something? So I was like, oh, that was pretty creative to be like, okay, this lady
We'll do another
wrote all
folklore
of these things. Yeah, and then like the urban legends too aspect of it, because the girl with the spider coming out of her face, that's definitely an urban legend.
Yep, that's in my book.
Yeah.
They just like used your book for like the movie.
The majority of it.
They
Yeah,
did.
well, Sarah
Sarah-
Bellows is supposed to be the scary faced lady, I think, in my book.
Mm.
The really iconic one. I think that's supposed to basically be Sarah Bellows, but
It wasn't an amazing movie, but it was definitely like a cutesy,
it's an
campy movie.
It's a good, sleepover movie.
Yes, very much a slumber
Which
party
is
film.
basically the premise of this. Like whenever Amber was, because sometimes we don't talk about the foods that Amber makes, but she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for scary stories, and I was like, sleepover themed.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
we
I
were both like,
appreciated.
sleepover food is
So Amber
perfect.
made taquitos and pizza pocket. What are they?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza
Pizza
rolls.
rolls and chicken nuggets and we had a bunch of junk food, folks.
Hell yeah, that's why I was like so full. I couldn't hardly drink that damn Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we normally rate the book. So what I want to do, bravo. How many stars would you give the writing, but then how many stars would you give the illustration?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we normally do 5, right? Out of
Yes.
5.
Out of 5.
Okay, so writing out of 5.
Hmm.
I'm going to say 2. I know it's a children's book, but also I have read many more children's books that have better writing than that.
That's fair. You know what? I agree with that.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 2 out of 5 for the writing.
So I'm gonna do 2 with an asterisk. So 2, but because I know why they're written the way they are, 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, that gives it a little bit more, but it's also like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because he wants him to be, where you can kind of tell your own little bit with it.
Yeah,
And
but
also-
you know what? I'm also not gonna do that.
No.
Sam's gonna do her own thing.
Like, I'm not gonna fucking embellish this. I'm gonna read it for what it is. Illustration, though, I fucking love the illustrations.
Yes.
Like, I do remember this one.
Creepy.
I just remember them being kind of gross and be like, ew.
Yeah.
Or just like eerie. But I think like he's a great illustrator. Like I
Yes.
really love the cat bat thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
illustrations are definitely more memorable than the actual stories, because I've heard other people like talk about
The stories,
like reading this and they're like, I
don't-
didn't really remember the actual story.
It's the
The
illustrations.
illustrations are terrifying.
Mhm.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Yeah,
I
for
enjoy
sure.
them. They're definitely out of like the norm of what you see, especially for kids' books. But they're like beautifully pen and ink like illustrations.
I did a little deep dive on Stephen Gamel,
Gamel.
and I was trying to find some of his other art, and the only thing you could really find are the scary story stuff. There was one other book that I saw that
There's
was
a
like,
couple books.
but like most of it though is all scary stories saturated. Like,
Well, I'll send you some links to some of his other art just so we could see what,
yeah,
like the,
the contrast.
Yeah.
yeah.
because apparently a lot of his other ones are very, I did hear he did, like watercolor
Mm.
for a lot.
yeah, the one that
That
I
makes
saw
sense.
was definitely watercolor,
Yes.
and it was very happy and not like this.
Yeah. So he's good at these spooky, ooky,
Mhm.
fucking bullshit things.
Yeah,
And to
Um,
just work in black and white and to be able to still like give it that same tone and mood. Whew.
As a
Mhm.
kid, these scared me. As
Fuck
an
yeah.
adult, these scare me.
yeah,
These
Yep.
are very they are unsettling.
yeah.
If I was like a parent and my child started giving me some of these paintings and stuff, I'd be like, we need to go see a therapist.
Let's
What's
go to
going on in your
therapy, yeah.
head?
But
Yep.
as an adult with children, to the ALA, I say, don't fucking take these off the shelves.
Yeah.
These are iconic books. Like,
Hey, we turned out fine. It's okay.
yeah.
We all like creepy stuff though, so
Yeah.
But
maybe
we're
that's
also,
something to do with
we're
it.
also not doing anything to hurt anyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're like
We like creepy
our
stuff.
own little weirdo selves, and that is
Yeah.
fine, but we're not going out and like hurting people. And I think there is a huge difference, and they kind of just group everything in one like thing, like, oh, this is evil. Well,
yeah.
okay, it's subjective still.
Mhm.
And just because you have been exposed to this as a kid doesn't mean you're going to turn out to be a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Just because you like to read about serial killers doesn't mean you want to serial kill people. It means you want to understand why the fuck people.
Exactly.
Yes! Why
do they do this?
The only cereal I want to kill is Captain Crunch.
That cuts your mouth so bad. I don't
I
like
love
that.
Captain Crunch, especially the
My
peanut
cereal
butter.
does not cut the roof of your mouth.
Oh, okay. This is also just tell you I might be a serial killer. I don't know. But
Admitting it on this podcast now. Folks.
just because this is fucking weird. I love to eat Crispix by itself by the handful.
No, Crispix by itself by the handful is fucking delicious.
Okay.
Crispix,
So fucking good.
listen to me. Crispix
You're
is
both
one
serial
of
killers.
the most underrated cereals
it's
of our time. It is so good.
It's
You're
like,
not wrong.
it's crunchy and slightly sweet. And it's just like so satisfying.
I like it with bananas in it if I'm eating it with like as a cereal though. I like it with some bananas.
See, I don't like to eat cereal, like regular cereal. I would rather use
Dry.
either dry or yogurt with the cereal.
I see that. That'd be yum. Yeah.
I like granola a lot.
Grape nuts and
Granola's good.
remix.
Grape nuts? You're a fucking old person.
Grape nuts with
Yeah.
vanilla yogurt.
My ass don't eat no grape nuts.
Yeah,
I
that
did
shit's
for a while,
crunchy.
but that's probably why
It's
I have
very
like,
hard
Yeah.
cardboard.
That's probably why I have this like sound.
Oh my god! Holy shit! That
All the
was
time.
loud. Oh my
Oh my god!
doing that.
You got like the TMJs.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So, for a long time.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's probably why my.
Before
like
Amber
that.
snaps her jaw,
Jaw
out
up,
of place,
and we have our own scary
Wait,
Why don't we
story.
do our sign off?
Speaking of snapping,
Oh, you
She
gotta
gonna
take your bra
snap
off.
her bra.
Gotta take your bra off.
Jesus. Take
Wait
the
on
wheel.
Amber. Take it off. Because we're gonna record another episode after this. So
Oh,
the bra is gone.
I ain't got
All
no
right,
dollars.
folks. Amber's got no bra on. We've been talking about cereal for the past 10 minutes. We will see you later. What is our sign off already?
Keep the
Keep
drinks.
the pages turning and the drinks flowing.
Oh,
See ya
flowing.
next. We gotta do it right. Let's do it one more time.
Damn.
1, 2, 3.
Keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.
Audio engineering, logo creation, and social media content was produced by Lauren Rainey with Rainey Film and Video. Stock music tracks have been provided by Motion Array and Adobe Stock. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast, where you can dive into more details about the books, authors, and movies we cover. You can find all of our episodes at liquorliteraturepodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.